Hello everybody, this is Gabis Games and welcome back to Crossout discussion video. Even though I'm having some personal issues currently, there were some guys that requested this and I was like, okay, come on, okay, just gonna do it. But I don't think I'll be posting another video until possibly Tuesday. Because as I said, yeah, I have some personal issues and I have to sort this out first. So, it's a discussion for a video regarding current balance between two main things, drones and hovers. So, yeah, of course, drones, weapons, they automatically deploy, do not have to do anything, and they will kill the enemy pretty much for you. So, for example, you got something like this. You got a simple huntsman, like so. And then all you do is put a sidekick like this, and then chop on some wheels. And you got yourself an automatic grinding vehicle. I mean, it's ultra simple to build. You place two of these, like so. They'll automatically drive to the enemy, and it's bye-bye. It's just because how easy it is for a player to build with drones and to get kills with drones is the main reason why they're so imbalanced. I mean, they're automatic weapons that will shoot for you. That deal they deal 16.16 damage per shot, which is double that of the Spectre, which is 8.08. And I mean, the Spectre is the gun that is mounted on there, and the Spectre is an epic, whereas the like the normal gun, the sidekick is only a rare. I mean, this thing you can see 8. Okay, it will stack up some damage stacks at some point. I mean, it is pretty fast, but this thing can do like pretty much the same, but then do it for you. And that's the main reason why everybody hates sidekicks. Um, a lot of people are at the forums claiming to limit the build to 2. But what that does is only allows players to build a build like this. So drone lovers will only be playing at around 2 to 2,500, depending if they are gonna spam Decker on there or not. Because like spawning Decker items like this on there, like random stuff, that will increase your experience gain quite a lot, and that makes it even worse. Because these two weapons at 740 power score, they're as valuable as like a epic or even legendary at like 1500. That's the main issue here. What I personally think, they should increase the accuracy again and decrease the damage back to the Spectre's damage. Because and also I would suggest increasing the health again. This might sound like a partial buff and a partial nerf, but it needs more rebalancing than actually like getting nerf or buffs, buffs or nerfs, in my opinion. Because currently at high tier, it's okay. It's not great. It's not a great weapon. But if you have two or three of those guys, they'll easily wreck you. But of course, having two or three guys focus you at the same time should always get you killed. If you get into 1v3, you should always die. If the skill is like equal, of course these are automatic units, and technically would have the weapons themselves kind of have perfect skill, so the user doesn't need to have any skill. So they should be dealt with adequately. But the first thing they need to do is increase that accuracy and decrease the damage. So they become instead of like having them pretty poor damage at range and overpower just shredding power at short distance, I would suggest keeping it better overall. Because like increasing that damage to 16 was just too much. That was the first thing. Now the second thing is hovers. Because, actually, let me grab this build again. And equip this thing with a, let's take a gruel cabin. And give it a, where is it? Improved engine. Now, this is pretty fast. And this is literally just as fast as you can get with a wheel build. And it'll weigh down really, really fast. It'll really slow down really fast if you add armor. So for that, I'm just gonna stick on some of these heavy ABC panels because they fit like the bill of being a heavy plate really good. I already can see the armor and stuff like that going down pretty significantly. So I'm gonna make it a little bit pretty. I guess like this. And add something like a hard module underneath here. There's some random stuff, pretty much. Now, it already is quite a bit slower in terms of acceleration. It's still pretty fast because of the extreme engine in there. But if you remove that engine, I mean, it's even overmass already. Like, overmass. But if it would change that engine to, let's say, a powerful engine, and the initial acceleration is okay, but after that it doesn't do really much. So as you can see, you can become fast, but only at a very limited weight ratio. You can only get up to maybe 7,000 kilograms with a fast maneuvering build for like a normal wheel build. Tracks. I'm gonna compare those with tracks right now. The first one's armor tracks. So if you're gonna go if a pretty heavy track build, you can look at this. I mean, this is already for a humpback build. So this one, it's already half of the mass. Just this. It's already half of the mass, and you're not even that fast. And it turns extremely slow, and it's just really bad. So I'm immediately gonna take him away, and I'm gonna swap out to triple medium tracks now. It's a bit better, but it still turns way too slow. It really is way too slow in terms of turning. And for light tracks, same thing. Gonna grab triple on a triple on these sides. Each side again. He's very faster, and it turned pretty fast like this, but still, it's much slower. And for example, like a half, like a semi-hover. So for example, semi-hover. It's a combination of wheels and the hovers. Actually, I should swap out these things. So an optimal build like this is going to be really long. Gotta check the wheels for currently. Yeah, good steering. But these ones are such a tight turner. Look at that. It already improves that turning really a lot. But even though it's a heavy build, it really becomes already much more effective with just adding a pair of hovers at the back. Now, if I go slim it down a little bit, grab myself a quantum cabin. Grab myself a simple light engine, so nothing else than a light engine. And if I grab all of that heavy armor again that I had earlier, so there we go. Chill some, put them on some armor up top. It's already over tonnage right now. But let's equip this with a wheel build. Really quickly. So 8 wheels. Goes decent, but it is nowhere near fast. Nowhere near fast. Now, let's grab hovers, shall we? As you can see, the max acceleration is going up with the more hovers you add. And it's so much faster. Now, why is this? Why are hovers faster even though you added more in comparison to the wheels? Because wheels, if you add more, they will slow down further. So let's go back to wheels again. So basically look at that acceleration counter. It goes down and down if you add more and more wheels. So let's slap some normal medium wheels in between here. Oops. Oops. So this thing only has gained more tonnage per weight ratio. It only has been more. But it's slowed down even further. Well, in comparison, the hovers, if you add a shit ton of them, they do not slow down. So you can see now the acceleration is low. It's still slow. Okay, oops, it's actually over the mass limit, so here it goes. It's been, I mean, it's high again. I mean, if you add 10 of them, even then it's more or more. So for because of the mass issues, I'm gonna remove some of the armor and use plates instead. But yeah, I mean, add more hovers, profit. Even this thing, maximum amount of hovers that I have currently in my inventory. It doesn't slow down at all. Hovers currently do not decrease engine power like tracks do, or that wheels do. So, for example, I'm gonna get myself a, let's see, Pilgrim. So, Pilgrim. This is the speed of a Pilgrim. Not extremely fast. So we go into here. That's a pretty decent speed. Now, let's grab light tracks. Light tracks do not really decrease the speed of this thing at all. Well, it shouldn't. There we go. I really need to get myself a new mouse. It's starting to act up a little bit. But yeah. That acceleration is so slower just because you added so much things. And this thing doesn't have any armor, but the hovers do not decrease in speed when adding armor until you reach tonnage limit. That's the second problem. So currently the hovers have two main issues that are making it kind of overpowered. So the first one is that they do not decrease engine power. Doesn't matter how much you have. Potentially, if you got a heavier build, then let's say the Tarantula gets added. So you got that medium speed cabin with a lot more tonnage and the quantum mass. You're gonna look at a build with 20 to 24 hovers that goes as fast as this Pilgrim one with full armor and full weaponry. Well, you can never achieve that currently with tracks, mech lags, or wheels. Actually, that said, I want to show mech lags as well. Mech lags are even worse currently. I dare to say that mechs are actually the worst movement part in the entire game right now. I mean, look at that the acceleration going down right there. Look at that speed. I mean, they have a terrible maximum speed. They have a terrible acceleration and have a terrible turning speed. The only redeeming factor is that they can walk sideways. And that they are really stable. Those are the only two redeeming factors of these things. Because the next issue with these legs is that they hardly like go over, they are actually hardly ever like no longer touch the ground. They always touch the ground, pretty much. That really makes them like unusable. You cannot go over things. You'll get pushed around or get something under you all the time. And with hovers, okay, hovers have that push around issue a little bit as well. If an ally hits you, you're gonna spin out of control and most of the time. But if you got a light enough build, you're not gonna have that issue either. And the next current problem with hovers are hover tsunami users, because hover tsunamis are hovers. I mean, tsunami cannons need to be standing still to increase the damage. However, with hovers they don't. They only have to stay drifting. Except if you actually add wheels for extra tonnage, but at this point, most players already have enough hovers that they do no longer have to resort to adding wheels for that extra tonnage. And because of that, you're sitting with a weapon that has 40 to 60% damage increase most of the time, where they can just pop out, shoot, and pop back in. It's accurate enough to do so, and it's light enough to be mounted on a hover. Compared to like something like a mammoth, you're not gonna mount that on a hover anytime soon. So what I suggest as well is like first make them lose engine power just like any on wheels or whatever. So you got a maximum amount of hovers on a build. You will probably have to stick with 8 to 10 at most. So you got around 1.8 thousand that would be 1.8 thousand tonnage actually, which is actually kind of low. So in return, like limit because of the engine power decrease, and also slightly decrease their health even more, like let's say 5 to 10%, but then in return increase their tonnage to effective tonnage to around 250, or reduce their weight basically. But that allows the hovers to still work with like moderate loads. So maybe not tsunamis, but let's say executioners maybe, or sparks easily. Quasars, yeah, quasars is actually a good example. Like 2 quasars as a loadout. That that's something they should easily carry. But they will no longer be able to use hover spam with more than 10 hovers without slowing them down. Because I do love those big hover tanks with like 20 more hovers, but they by far shouldn't be as fast as they currently are. So decrease the engine power with hovers over like when adding more, and also have them when increasing the mass have also decreased the acceleration just like wheels do, like over time. So that also helps quite a bit. Those are the two main issues. And then with the tsunami specifically, decrease the maximum speed a hover can like work on before you have without it actually working with the charge. Because if I just grab myself really quick hover, slap on that tsunami cannon right here, and grab the hovers just normally. Look, this is basically as big as you should be able to get. With like 10 hovers, nothing more. I mean, right now it's not losing, but Here, I'm still moving at a pretty considerate speed, and it can still charge. They should decrease to at least around this speed, right here, like this speed. Like it's drifting, but not actually like rapidly moving, because it feels like it's always charging unless as long as you are not touching the buttons. As you can see here, because only if you're going at like max speed, it takes a moment, but then it starts charging. You see, that's the issue with tsunami cannons. And yes, guys, that is a 10 cricket monster leviathan. Yes, I know. But boop, and there go half the guns. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was not half, but almost. No, there's more than that. Now there's exactly half gone. It only took one. Oh well. But yeah, I'm awaiting the changes on explosives. But I do think they should nerf the tsunami cannon, because at a platform like this, because I do not want to spend time grabbing the generator. I'm just gonna do it like this. Look, now it's over tonnage. Actually, oh no, it isn't. Never mind. But this gun setup, like two of these setups, going at 3,000. I'm gonna hit the back of the camming of that thing. So here, top speed now. That's doable. And it will charge instantly as soon as you let go of the button. So let me charge up the guns. And here we go. I'm gonna one-shot this thing with ease. One shot. And that was actually where some explosives behind her. There, second charge, boom, one shot. These guns are so powerful. You're gonna just tear through everything with just because you mounted them on hovers. So they really need to decrease. But in return, like the tsunamis are kind of underperforming compared to the 88s currently as well. So in return, do need a buffing, like a buff in different sections. So for example, slightly reduce the charge time from 5 seconds to, let's say, 4 seconds. So then you can use a powerful engine Mark II to boost its firepower slightly without losing the charge. So that would be actually pretty good buff. To actually reduce it to 4.4, because that's the exact amount of time it needs for a cannon to like recharge. Or actually just keep it at 4 actually, because you also have to take into consideration that you're gonna get propelled by the recoil. So it takes around 0.5 seconds for you to like stop moving again, and before you're actually good. So those are things I like think that should change mainly. Those are the biggest issues right now. Um, Tracks lags very underperforming. They should have better speed, especially, and all have much better like reaction, actually, like a much better acceleration, much better rotation speed. Those are the two main issues with them. Like a track, it would normally accelerate really fast, but in this game and lag same so slow with like acceleration. It's not worth it. Currently, I mean, let's grab 1, 2, 3, 4. So right now, I'm just like, okay, I'm really gonna show you guys how slow mech lags currently are. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That took like so long to actually get. And here, I'm initiating a turn. Look at how big that turn radius is. Look at that. Okay, it's tightening overall. If you get like as long as you hold it, but look at long that actually takes. And let's stop it. Okay, it stops instantly, but now let's initiate it again. Look at that speed. Come on. How slow it takes to, like, if you want to like, let's turn it that way. It takes 2 full seconds. And with hovers, it's like 0.5 seconds to do that turn. They might be tougher, they might have much higher tonnage, but still, they're not worth it because of those issues. So, yeah. Of course, there's also the general issue of weapons in low power score. So, for example, the tow launcher. The tow launcher used to be very overpowered at low tier, but very underpowered at high tier. Because the missile would simply be evaded or something at high tier. But low tier, they wouldn't see it, and everybody would be one-shotted. So, for example, for the Clarion Tow, I suggest a fix that allows it to have a much larger blast radius, but less damage. So you damage a lot of parts in a large radius, but only do small damage to each part. That will actually make it a really good weapon as a support weapon because it can allow to you to damage pretty much all the parts on one build at like medium tier. And without instantly killing one. So they should have low in like initial radius, but a much larger radius where they can attain that blast radius. And other weapons that are problematic in my opinion, Firebug. Okay, let's show off the Firebug really quickly. So especially on a hover, which is what I'm gonna use right now. So weapon, Firebug. And stick on a improved engine for even more speed to show you guys how it, like, what is the issue here. I mean, with a high speed build in combination with a very low range weapon, you would think that's actually pretty good because you can get into the action really quickly. And actually, realign that really quickly. There we go. So I would think getting to the enemy really quickly and allow you to flame it is really handy. But look at this flame when I go sideways. Like, it goes everywhere. And if I go like this, like, the flames aren't going at far at all. Okay, and while you go backwards, it goes much farther. Because of the extremely low velocity. Here, wait. How long that takes for between me shooting and the damage to arrive. And sometimes it doesn't do any damage at all, actually. Here, you can see if I can keep it up. Sometimes it does damage, but most of the time it doesn't. So it's really well random as well. And I take that into consideration and the ammo usage. You're gonna be surprised if you even make a kill. So currently, I think firebugs need more range and more velocity to the gun. Because, I mean, if you're gonna get, especially one with customization kit, if you're gonna get such an expensive piece of equipment, at least you should, like, assume you would get something out of it. And the same thing goes for the porcupine, actually. Because the porcupine's current issue is actually really different compared to the... Oh, whoops, is this thing over mass? Yeah, it is. Let me grab a quantum that will increase the mass limit and it'll be fast again. Da -da 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 -da. So yeah, speed. So the damage is pretty good in this weapon. So I'm gonna pull up one grenade for a moment. It can potentially do a lot of damage, especially if you hit explosives. So yeah, this is one attack, and it basically obliterated that thing right here. But actually, let me save it really quickly. I actually have to make a test bed really quickly with a lot of armor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna throw on the humpback. And then start some armor spam. Really quickly. And in a second you're gonna see what is the issue with something that can withstand at least a few of these volleys. Like, because the issue with the porcupine is not its raw damage, but following up shots. After shooting one shot, you're pretty much useless against that current target at the current angle. Because, basically, once you attack, you get rid of that puddle. And that puddle will not allow you to shoot again until it disappears. That's the main issue with the porcupine. So I think after adding these, it should be enough. 4, 5, 6. That should be enough for the test drive this vehicle. So I'm gonna line up right here. Okay, because this thing is really inaccurate, I have to line up for a moment. So once I shoot, so I'm gonna not move and just gonna keep on shooting. Here you can see I start damaging myself. And right here, because of the actual arc of the fire, it actually damage hovers as well, but literally, I get burned up myself. So after shooting one shot, like from this angle, you have to move up and change another direction entirely, like this. And that's actually entirely missed. That one as well, because you cannot move sideways, because actually the barrels are going to be thrown sideways, as you can see here. They actually will move at your current velocity. Another one, doing the same thing. So okay, you can use that to throw some barrels on somebody, but as soon as you attack, you have to change like the angle and change change direction because of the explosion. Oops. You're not gonna do anything with like. Currently, I cannot attack this target because the flames are still there. A good fix for that, for the porcupines, would be allowing somebody to have allowing somebody to shoot through the puddles. That will fix the guns like a lot. Although, of course, you can potentially like go for a porcupine machine gun. You can see the amount of barrels I can pump out on a single target. And if somebody gets into that puddle of freaking barrels, he will die instantly, like for real. So, lopping one, lopping second one, lopping third one, lopping fourth one. I mean, because of the random accuracy of these things. I mean, let's throw on. Let's let them throw in another time. So that's here. So I'm just gonna lob them in, and you're gonna take a look at the dispersion of these barrels. Well, some of them go to the center, but some of them randomly go off to the left or the right. And in just a moment, they're all gonna detonate, and they're all gonna be yay! Now I cannot fire at this because uh, I'm gonna start killing myself again. Slowly but certainly. That's a big issue with these weapons. So just one simple fix for the porcupine is allow barrels to be shot through their own flames. And maybe you have the puddles become only damaging to enemies instead of also allies, because this thing is also a potential team killing weapon currently, because it can damage yourself and you can damage your allies with it. Not that many people realize it, but it also works the same with the the Banderake. If you manage to like drop it directly on top of yourself, and you drive through those puddles, you're gonna take damage. All the same, I mean, they're they're problematic. That's all I really can say about it. They really are problematic weapons to use, and well, yeah, they really need some like reworking to be done to them. And those are my main topics. If you guys want to discuss other weapons as well, for example, let's say Spike One, actually, mm, that one could have an entire video dedicated to it, or Spark. If you like this like discussion videos, please comment down below if you want to see more, and on what kind of topic guys want me to talk about. Also, I'm okay with talking about other games that are on my channel already, as well. That's no problem. And yeah, that's it. I want to thank you guys all much for watching. For always, just chat down below in the description what you guys think about all of these balance changes and that are coming up soon, and like what you guys like and what you guys dislike. But that said, I want to thank you guys all again very much for watching, and I will catch you guys all later. See you guys.